Okay, thank you for giving me a great opportunity to talk before my colleagues today. And I think they have already peeped into my note when they were answering with respect to leadership. Can I start by saying this? Leaders are not a gift. Neither is it something that you inherit. It's something that you need to be trained on. What we don't have today is leaders that can influence the next generation. I will start with my department. What are the results that we get from leadership? Especially when I took over as the head of the department in 2017. What you can see from there is that it's a department that we unite in our diversity. Then you can see that the leadership actually extends as far as my diploma student. When you see a diploma student competing with a postgraduate student at the BRICS level, and you see them shining, and that's the impact of the leadership. Now, what you see there is oftentimes, as a leader, you don't work in isolation. You make sure that you go down to your grassroots and engage with them. And many times I get my hand dirty with them, as you can see on the board, and that's what makes them a shiny one. Several times you see most of my students from computer system being invited on TV. These are diploma students doing a lot of inventions and innovations. It comes from the power of leadership. How do you influence the next generations? And what we don't see today, which happened to us when we were growing up, is that we get people who are great mentor to us, but everything everyone is saying today, what is missing, or the gap that we see in our society today, when a student grabs the shirt of a professor and drag them anyhow, you can see that what is going to happen to those people in future. Now, it's actually, I will put the blame on us because we don't influence the next generation anymore. These are kind of a few clips that you can see from my student who developed something that actually remotely managed the entire system of a car remotely on your hub. And the following year, the BM actually took over and adopted this particular system. And you see the way I engaged the young ones when it comes to innovations and all those stuff. And this one of them also was trending on the news and all those stuff, who developed an automated AI for blind people. And this is when we were the only institution and department that invited by MTN to contest with GE, General Electric, and all those stuff on the IoT platform challenges. And this is a new one that all of you are used to, that's popular now. This boy came from our department, and who developed what we call CME, to help the blind people to navigate, and went for competition in Canada, worldwide competition, and the guy they came number 10 in the whole world. And it came from the point of developing a mind of future. There is no way you call yourself a successful person without you producing a successor. You are simply a failure in your celebrity. Therefore, we should look forward to produce great people, and this comes from ability to duplicate yourself, no matter how small yourself may be. And it's a department that had excelled without any complaint. Professor Munda, I hope you appreciate that. Now, it's a department that has a will, which we attract over 20 million. We don't make noise. It's a department that actually take care of their will students, pay salary to them with over 20 million. Now, it's a department that actually, when I took over, the publication of our department alone contribute 80% to the faculty publications, with only 2 PhD people, and you can see the energy that is there. We have a lot of professors coming from different universities, like you can see from China, from Canada, taking part and getting involved with us. Those are amazing things. Now, let me start by saying this, that there is a distinction between the boss and leader. And I want to share with you today that there is a clear distinction. You have to make a choice if you are going to be a boss or you are going to be a leader. Let me simply put it this way. A boss is someone who tells you what to do and wonder why you haven't done it yet. That's a boss. And I put several differences between the boss and a leader. I put it up there. What a boss does, they push people. That's what they do. But what a leader does is they inspire people. A boss normally demands respect, but a leader does. They hand that respect. You don't need to tell them, okay, you know. A boss say hi all the time, while a leader say we. A boss place blame, you know, while a leader shoulder blames. A boss take credit, while a leader give credit. Just few of what the difference between the two. I like the definition given by Quincy Adams in a very simple terms. If your action inspire others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and become more, yes, you are a leader. But if your action is contrary to that, you're probably going to be a boss. Outstanding leaders go out of their ways to boost the self-esteem of their personnel. If people believe in themselves, it is amazing what they can accomplish. It is very important to build people around you. You don't need any accolade as a leader anymore. You have been given that accolade. The people around you is those people you need to build up to be able to achieve that, because they don't have title. You need to build them to that particular level, and that makes your environment to be great. It is no secret that when you want people to follow you, you need to touch their art. If you want people to follow you, touch their art. You will see how much they will definitely follow you. Like my colleague has actually said, they say you need to show some empathy and understanding and understand their point of view. It is very necessary. Don't be a leader that only you say and everybody must do. You must engage them, everyone, because they have views as well, and they have brain as well, and they are trained as well. Therefore, you might find out that what you are saying, actually, they've already extrapolate your thought beyond what you are actually saying. And that's what I allow my students to do. I'll just be among them and just talk to them. And before I know what is going on, they've already built mansion out of what I'm talking about. And that is a kind of people that I want around me. And that is how you can drive, you know, people to the point of achievement. I love what Eleanor simply says. He said, to handle yourself, use your head. To handle others, use your heart. It is very important. I'm going to use few organs in human organs to explain what I mean, what I actually going to talk about the influential leaders. When we talk about, I'm going to use the first one, which is the brain. When we talk about the brain, I see the brain as a house where we dreams and where we set goals. Now, there's a difference between goals and the dreams. Goals are something you act on, while dreams are something you just think about. Goals have a deadline, while dreams are open-ended. Dreams are free. You must know that. Goals have a cost. Dreams are very free, but goals have a cost. Dreams are imaginary, while goals are reality-based. Goals have a conclusion, while dreams never have to end. Dreams can inspire you. Goal can change your life. Goals have focus, while dreams do not. Goals require hard work, while dreams just require your imagination. Dream stretches your imagination, goals stretch you. And that is the difference between the two. Now, you make a choice. I will tell my student, don't say you dream with me. Just say, what is the goal out of your dreams? Lay them down and let's work with that. because dream is free for everybody. You can sleep now and dream here. But goals is not free for anyone. You got to do something with your goals. Therefore, don't talk about dream, talk about goal to me. Therefore, note that people may doubt what you say, but they will believe what you do. And that is very important if you want to be a kind of a leader that you will influence other people. Be the doer. Do less saying. Therefore, let's look at the eyes. I'm going to talk about the eyes. And I'm going to use a typical bird that I love so much, which is eagle, as to describe the eyes. All eagles are renowned for their excellent eyesight. It's the only bird in the world who can see the front and see sideways at the same time. There is no bird that can do that. Therefore, what does that interpret? The difference between the sight of an ordinary man and an extraordinary man is the ability to see the same thing or object differently. And that's what makes it different. The difference between a rich man and a poor man is not the size of the head, it's the content of the mind. Therefore, you can have a big head and have nothing there. Neither even of the age. Therefore, your sight as a leader have to come very sharp. See things differently. If you see things the way your followers see things, you are just a follower. You are not a leader. You see things in a different way and let them actually sync with you along the way. Therefore, eagle is a very typical example that have a very high resolutions of eyes. Can see in the front and see sideways at the same time. There is no bird that can do that among all the birds in the world. Successful people replace the word wish with I will because they see it done. And that's why I love Obama. I can. I love that. Okay, or we can. The second one is the ear. As a leader, your ear needs to be sharp. Hey-ho is one of a very wonderful bird. It's the most sensitive and can actually listen to the slightest movement of their prey. They have resolutions of the ear sensitivities with 0.003. That is why when something moves, they pick it up with their ear. A leader must have a very sensitive ear. If you are going to be a good leader, have a sensitive ear. And it is very important to say that it is, it is province of knowledge to speak, and it is the privilege of wisdom to listen. Be a listener. Take time to listen to your people. They've given you the power to say something. That's why you're a leader. But the ear to listen belong to you as a leader, to listen to the people that follows you. What you hear determine what you do. How much you hear determine how well you do things. Therefore, listen very well. If you are not clear, listen again. It is crucial. The most important medicine to a negative mind and attitude or character is hearing positive words that are unsaid. It is actually very important. This second, the next organ that I'm going to look at is the nose. If you look at bear is known to have the third, the brain of a bear is a third of human in size. Yet the part devoted to smell alone is 5 times. Just to smell alone is 5 times of bear. And that is why it can sniff anything at far distance. And it is unique and it's very important. The power of discernment of a leader, it is crucial. If everybody comes to your office, they tell you that one is bad, that lecturer doesn't do that. Your power of discernment, take it, digest it, analyze it. Don't just action it. Take your time. And we talk about emotion intelligence here today. It is very important to be a leader who doesn't rush to action. Do have a discerning spirit, or be able to discern something that people are saying. Don't just jump to conclusion. That is why I said that your sense of discernment will determine what to say to people and how to say it and when to say it. It is important. Therefore, the next one I'm going to talk about is your heart as a leader, which is a special part. The heart of a leader, the heart of man has 4 chambers. We know that in our high school, we call it right atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Each of them as a leader has this following. You must have one of the compartments of your heart to have what you call dustbin. Dustbin. Where you take nonsense, you dump it there and you forget it there. The second one is that you must have, the left atrium must have forgiveness. If you're a leader, if you don't forgive, you destroy your department yourself. You must learn how to forgive. The right ventricle is where you keep love of your followers. You must love them. Therefore, and the last one is justice. Don't take side. Be objective. Look at things critically, and that is where the respect will come from. You know somebody have done wrong, but you support the person. Do you think the remaining people will follow you or will respect you? They won't do that. They won't do that. When they know that you analyze a case properly and you solve the problem in a way that you are very objective, they will respect you next time when you bring up your opinion. And that is where the leader must have all these 4 compartments in their life. What I did is that I did the analysis of each of the sections one by one. I said everybody got the past. All of us will have the past. Therefore, there's nothing unique about what present that look very bad about other people that you are celebrating about. You have your past. Your past might not be revealed. Therefore, your ability to take people's part and take care of it and respect that is important as a leader. The past does not equate to the present, neither the future, unless you live there. If you decide to live in your past, good luck. But it's not equate to the future. Therefore, you can just drop it in the bin and let it go. Therefore, when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. So that you let go who you are. I often say, people say, die to yourself, so that you can rebut yourself. It is important. Ego does that. But the best way to escape from the past is not to avoid or forget it, but to accept, forgive, and dump it into the bin. Then I talk about the forgiveness as well. I said the weak can never forgive. If you think that, no, you are superior, you don't know how to forgive, it shows you are very weak. It's a sign of weakness. We always call those people who forgive stupid, but they are the strongest. And it is important, forgiveness is the attribute of the strong people. It's not the weakness of the strong people. No, it is a kind of a good attribute. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. If you want to be at peace with yourself, forgive people. Learn how to forgive people. It's a way to refresh your mind and to refresh your brain and to make you not to age soon. Forgive people. You ever look young. When you learn that as a leader, your environment will be beautiful. Forgiveness does not change the past, but it does enlarge your future. That's what it does. It enlarges your future. It is important as a leader. And let me quote my favorite mentor, and that's Dada Mandela. He said, forgiveness liberates the soul. It removes away the fear. Some of the HOD, when they get to the office in the morning, by the time one of their enemy enter the office, they get scared. People, they are the boss. They get scared. You shouldn't live life like that. No. You should enjoy everyone around you. Enjoy the moment with them. About 65% of your lifetime is spent at where you work. Go and calculate it. Therefore, if you make 65% of your lifetime very horrible, then what comes from there? It is important to learn to take away fear away from ourselves. That is why it is such a powerful weapon. It is a weapon, yeah. Let's look at love as well. Great leaders genuinely care for and love the people they lead more than they love leading itself. We have leaders who love leading. They just want that title. I'm the boss. I'm the dean. I'm the head of the department. And then, what? But do you love people you are leading? It is important. Actually, a call to leadership is a call to sacrifice. It's opposite to total call to sacrifice. And that is why when you look at most of American presidents, they are looking forward to leave that White House because it's a house of trouble for them. Because it's a call to serve people. It's not a call to bully people or to abuse people. No. It is important that we understand that we need to love the people that they are our followers. Leadership consists of nothing but taking responsibility for everything that goes wrong and giving your subordinate credit for everything that goes well. That is what we call leader. It is important to know that. The other aspect is the justice aspect of it. It is important as a leader to be an influential leader. You must be a true warrior that fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. Your staff member that cannot fight for themselves, you must be their voice. A really smart warrior find a way to fight without fist or sword, but with word and truth. It is important. Justice consists not of being neutral between right and wrong, but in finding out the right and upholding it wherever found against the wrong. It is important to do that as a leader. Then you are doing something that is fair. If justice is denied, let the law of karma take the reign. Nothing in the world is done without price. We must know that. The other aspect with respect to influential leader is ability to reproduce yourself. And that is what we are talking about today. It's lacking in our society. Our students, they have no mentor anymore. All they see, like you are saying, is people they smoke together. They don't see somebody that influenced their mind. And the journey of life based on your mentor. You see, ability to see yourself in future, it's important. But our students have nobody that they can copy anymore. It is important for them to have that. When we are growing up, we are people who normally who make our mind to see the future right from when we are young. But we don't have that for this young kid anymore. Therefore, as an influential leader, you must be able to reproduce yourself until the mind of the strong communicate with the mind of the weak. The future of the strong might go into the extinctions. And that is what we're probably going to have at the end of the day. It is important to rub the mind of the strong with the mind of the weak to produce a new generations of the great people. Your leadership does not end with you receiving the accolade, but giving back to leaders who will take more accolade on your behalf. It is important to duplicate your success. As a leader, you must be able to do that. If we ask our HOD today or our dean, top people, who do you think will succeed you? They have nobody to point to. And that is not the way it should be. You must be able to prepare a successor because your interest is a universal interest, which is an institutional interest, to produce a leader that will be able to duplicate you. I remember when I left Mangosuthu, one of the persons that I trained was a technician. A technician now is the HOD of the Department of Electrical Engineering in Mangosuthu. A technician. If I decide not to train him, what do you think it will become of him? Therefore, you need to duplicate yourself. And that's what brings pleasure to you as a leader. You are simply a failure, no matter how successful you are, without reproduce yourself. We are happy when we die because we have children. That's why we're happy. We go to the grave with grace when we die because we have another duplicate of ourselves that in existence. Therefore, as a leader, you must know that you must reproduce people. In your department, as a dean and several, reproduce someone that will take on the challenge. A successful man without a successor is simply a failure. In your celebrity, you are simply a failure. Reproduce and duplicate yourself by investing in order. It is very, very important. Now, let me share with you a little bit of what actually 8 attributes of the great leader. One of them is persistent, passion, hard work, focus, and push yourself. As a leader, you need to do that. Be creative as a leader. Serve people. Improve life of other people. and be persistent. Those are the 8 attributes of a great leader. In addition to that, let me say this: living a good success to me is this following. You have all the combinations of this, which are area of your expertise, but you combine the godly attribute with it, then you have a good success. I don't care if you have all this and you don't have a godly attribute. No matter what it is, it's going to lead you to chaos. There's no way. Therefore, be a leader that have a passion, hard work, focus, push, idea, serve, persistent, and combine a godly attribute. And that is what you are talking today that is lacking among us. It's very important. Let me look at something with respect to ego to illustrate the influential leadership as well. Now, when you look at ego, it's only bird that is monogamy. It doesn't have many wives, only one. That's something very unique with ego. It's only bird with only one wife till he die, except that woman died. And that is very unique. And what that translates to us, I say ego are monogamous. And ego tests before they trust their wives, before they trust their husband. And something very unique with this bird is this. The female ego will test the male several times before she open up to the male. And in the training, it will throw so many things on the ground like wood. The ego will go down just to confirm this is a male ego before he actually have a mate with the female one. And the loyalty is found from there. Therefore, what this one is saying is that your word and your deed must match if you expect employee to trust in your leadership. Your word and your deed, they must come together. If you want people to trust you as a leader, those two must come together. Contrary to what most people believe, trust is not some soft, elusive quality that you either have or you don't. Rather, trust is a pragmatic, tangible, actionable asset that you can create. The best thing you can do to help others, to help others to take responsibility is to authentically practice the behavior that you want others to practice. It is important. In my department, if you say you're a late comer, you'll be ashamed of yourself, because I'm already there by 6:30, and I open the office, I open the department for you, and I close it for you. Therefore, it's very rare to say, well, if you come late, you just go around the corner and disappear. I don't need to tell you that you are late. By default, you are late. A leader must be a good example. Now, many of our faculty members will say, oh, but we saw your car in the morning. We left your car behind. When did you go? Therefore, don't query what you can query yourself. It makes your work to be weak. It makes you to lose integrity. You come late to meeting. Now you are saying another day when you are fortunate to come there early, then you start punishing other people. You are not a true leader. You are just there by whatever. Lay good examples. Be there on time. Set the table for your follower to sit down there. You will change. You see how things change around. Human being does not need too much loud voice to listen. We are unique people with intelligence. They listen to your body language. They listen to what you do. They see what you do. Therefore, as a leader, you must learn to be a good example, and it is very important. And we see that life in the life of ego. Another aspect very crucial with this particular bird I'm using as an example is that they are master of change management. When you look at ego, before they give birth to their baby, they create 7 layers of the nest. The first one is very clean and very soft, that make baby to feel comfortable. The last one is thorns, which can pinch the baby. Now, as a leader, you must train people who are robust to face challenge when you leave that place. Train them many times. And that's why I said that leadership is not a gift. You need to train people. It's not even a good luck. You don't use that word for it. You need to train leader to be a leader. And that is why if you look at Africa today, for example, the whole Africa, we don't really have a good leader because they are not trained. They are there by machete and gun. And that is why we see all this mess in all of continent of Africa. We need to train leader who knows the policy, who knows what to do at the right time. And that is common with America, for example. Either you like Arab or you don't like them. They enforce the policy in you as a leader. This is the way you treat these people. This is the way you treat these people. And your opinion does not matter. The opinions of the America matters when it comes to you. That is where you say that you train leader to be a leader. The same thing with any animal. They say eagle is not born. Eagle are made. Lions are not born. You can have a lion that failed to be trained like a lion. They will look like goats. They even see chicken, they won't even run. Because they were not trained to be lion. And that is what the mother lion does. He used the mouth, the teeth to manipulate, to say, no, you know what? Anything that comes your way, you default this thing. This is the way I'm going to train you. Otherwise, they behave like a goat. Instead of eating animal, they be eating plant. Because they were not trained. Therefore, leader must be trained. You need to train them. You know, and that is unique with the eagle. They have 7 layers of nest, and each of them has interpretations. And the top layer is a soft aspect of the eagle, which make the baby to be comfortable. As you begin to gain trust with your member of your staff, as you begin to impart your leadership strength on them, you should now begin to commit them with the responsibility. And as they begin to respond to this responsibility, increase the tempo of the responsibility. Because when you leave that place, you have a successor there that will sustain that place. And that is crucial to anyone. Don't get scared somebody will take your job. They will still take it, by the way, when you die. Therefore, it is important for you to reach out. What they will never forget about you is that you've created another future. That is what people doesn't know. That is what people, they will ever remember that. It is crucial for us to do that as a leader. Let me just round up with this. It is literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others to succeed. Never lose sight of the fact that the most important yardstick of your success will be how you treat other people. It is not fair to ask of others what you are not willing to do yourself. It is very bad. Let me conclude with this, and I will leave you with this thought. The last thought of a leader is this. When a bird is alive, it eats ants. When the bird is dead, ants eat the bird. Time and circumstances can change at any time. Don't disvalue or hurt anyone in life. You may be powerful today, but remember, time is more powerful than you. One tree makes a millions of matchstick. Only one matchstick is needed to burn a million trees. So be good and do good, and thank you.